They're going to be valuing this pet here, Harold the Lucky. You see, Harold the Lucky here was something I hatched yesterday, and it's always just kind of been a thought in my head. What is Harold really worth? Today we're going to dive deep into the analysis to get ourselves values today, and how we can value Harold the Lucky here compared to other pets. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the video. Wow! Whoa. Here we are. We're gonna be giving Harold an analysis here. You see, Harold here is a rainbow shiny. What does that mean exactly? Harold has two very rare and very sought after things on him. Rainbow meaning he does more damage, and he's a 2% rare pet. That means if you got Harold, there's a 2% chance that you would get Harold Rainbow. However, that's not accounting for a shiny pet here. We also have to account that Harold here is actually a shiny pet, which in turn makes him even more rare. Harold here, instead of being a normal 2%, is now a 0.02%. And considering that Harold is a 50% chance from the egg, that makes Harold a 0.1% hatch from this egg, which is crazy talk. Harold, fist bump. Of course I would have preferred Golden Titanic over Harold, but Harold's here and he gives me a video to make. So, let's keep going with it. Next things next, we're going to value Harold as a pet compared to other Titanics and things around his rarity. Alright, so as you can see here, if we look at the Titanic Silver Dragon, we cannot see exactly how many exist, same with all of these other pets. That's because these are all incredibly rare pets. You see, people don't want to sell this for maybe, I don't know, 100 million gems on the auction, because that's the most you can really sell it for. However, people a lot of times will do trades for other Titanics. For example, this Titanic Silver Dragon is one of the more sought after Titanics, as it does fly. So I would say a decent trade for this Titanic would maybe be 2 Titanic Cosmic Pegasuses. However, we can also see that this is also found in the Titanic Presence. That doesn't really matter, as we are mainly looking at Harold the Lucky here. Harold is only found in the Xmas egg, which is extremely limited. So now, let's quickly go into some more analysis on Harold. If we go to Titanic, we can see that this Titanic Cosmic Pegasus has exactly 873 in existence. The Titanic Cosmic Pegasus was out for about a month, so this is only going to be out for about a week. That makes this much rarer. And if we bring that over there, we can see this probably only has about 200 copies, minus the ones from the Titanic Presence. Now, if we divide that by 10, we can also, if we divide that by 5, we can see that Harold here is actually probably has about 10 to 20 copies of Harold here. Now, we're going to go into more of a value side instead of the chance side. You see, the values. Some things that'll be pretty good to look at that are kind of near Harold's rarity would be something like the Stunt Unicorn. Here, as you can see, we can see that 88 exists of this huge Stunt Unicorn. Huge Stunt Unicorn only has 88 in existence, which makes it a pretty rare pet. But let's look here. Harold actually has 4 times less copies than this huge Stunt Unicorn. 4 to 8 times. So if we go to the value of this huge Stunt Unicorn, which is 140 million, we can see that Harold here is probably worth somewhere between 500 to 600 million. However, that's not the only side. Rarity does matter, but not to a giant extent. You see, huge Stunt Unicorn, if we can find it again, we can see that this thing was a pretty rare thing, awarded to the top 100 players from the 2023 Utipet event in Pet Simulator X, now trading only. You see, this thing was crazy rare. Only 100 of these exist, but There was also an entire event around this, which makes it a really high demand pet. You see, demand matters a lot in trading, because if not many people are going to buy the pet, rarity is kind of out the window. Here, if we look at something like the golden watering can, for example, the item itself is probably worth 700,000, but because not many people need it, it's really only worth about 300,000. Now we're going to look at how many people would actually want Harold. Sorry, Harold, about this, but not many people are willing to pay crazy amounts of gems for you. Or other pets. Considering you're 5 times rarer than a Titanic, does not make you 5 times as valuable. In fact, because you are a rainbow shiny, you're probably less valuable. You're actually more powerful than a Titanic, according to Night Fox's little video on that. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But, Harold here, you see, not many people are going to pay for this. You see, when people want exclusives, they use it for power. When you could buy maybe one rainbow pet, one rainbow exclusive, if we look at the value we came up with for this pet, you could probably buy 100 exclusives, or you could buy one exclusive shiny. Which kind of makes Harold not as great, because not many people are going to be paying maybe 500 million when they could just get a bunch of rainbow pets, which would in turn make their team better. But if we look here, Harold is more powerful than my huge pixel corgi, than my huge hellrock, than my huge mosaic elephant, than my huge mosaic corgi. If we look through all of this, Harold is always going to be the most powerful, according to Night Fox's value list. As you can see, Harold, though, doesn't have demand like Harold probably wants. Do you want demand? Yes, I want demand. Oh, shame. You see here, Harold is probably worth, according to the demand of probably. If we look at 1, 2, 3 demand's values according to demand, we can see that Harold here probably has a 1 out of 10 demand, which in turn makes the value drop substantially. You know that 500 million value we probably assessed him with? Harold here is probably only worth 80 million, considering the demand Harold has. If we looked really hard, if we spent 24 hours, I bet the best offer we could have is from someone who really appreciates Harold's rarity. However, I'm not spending 24 hours on this, unless you guys really want to. If this video gets 20 likes, I will do a 24-hour seeing what I can get for Harold video. Okay, now let's reassess everything, and I'll quickly catch you guys up. So, in today's video, we looked at Harold's rarity. We found that he is rarer than a Titanic 5 times at that. And we looked at Harold's demand. And Harold is actually not that wanted. Sorry, Harold. We love you, but you're not wanted by many traders. We can see here that Harold is probably worth 80 million gems from someone who really understands values and prices. Thank you guys so much for watching. By the way, I'm live streaming tomorrow. We have a ton of fun stuff planned. We're going to be doing giveaways and tons of other stuff, so make sure to stick around and tune into that tomorrow. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!